funding bill fight ahead of tomorrow's possible government shutdown.
The yeas are 219, the nays are 212.
It has passed the House, but has an uphill battle in the Senate, as focus remains on the unvaccinated.
Top priority to get people first doses.
Some clarification on who's eligible for the booster shot. And a singer known for dropping albums has dropped her father from running her affairs. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
And I'm Zitlali Solache. Today's Thursday, September 30th, 2021.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Midnight deadline. The decision is now in the hands of the U.S. Senate, and a partial government shutdown hangs in the balance. Government funding expires at the end of the day today, and lawmakers have not yet passed a stopgap funding bill to stop a shutdown.
Democrats who control both chambers of Congress have projected confidence that the shutdown will not occur. For their part, the House held a vote mostly along party line and passed the measure last night.
On this vote, the yeas are 219, the nays are 212. The bill is passed without objection. A motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
In the Senate, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced yesterday evening that an agreement had been reached, paving the way for a vote later today to keep the government funded, at least temporarily.
An Olympic gold medalist pleading guilty to his role in the January 6th Capitol Hill riot. Cleet Keller, who was a Team USA swimmer, stated he will cooperate with the Department of Justice and possibly testify against others involved. Keller was arrested shortly after the incident. His guilty plea could lead to prison, but his sentence could be shortened if he helps with the prosecution.
Millions of eligible Americans getting their Pfizer booster shot today, but as the network's Alejandro Garcia reports, the White House is keeping its focus on the unvaccinated.
Boosters of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccines are now being given out to some Americans, but there's still some confusion on who's eligible to get the vaccine, where to get the shot, or whether you need a doctor's note, and more. The U.S. COVID-19 booster campaign is now in motion for a third time.
Boosters will be free for everyone, regardless of immigration or health insurance status. No ID or insurance required.
The White House says up to 20 million Americans are 6 months out from their last dose of Pfizer vaccine, and they can get it if they fall into one of three high-risk groups. Those who are 65 or older, adults at high risk for severe COVID-19 like people with underlying health conditions, and adults at risk of frequent exposure such as frontline workers. The third or booster Pfizer shot is available now at roughly 80,000 places across the U.S., including 40,000 local pharmacies.
COVID-19 vaccine booster doses so far are well tolerated.
The CDC says reactions are similar to those from the second vaccine dose, most mild or moderate, and include muscle aches, fatigue, and headache. People are being asked to decide themselves on whether they're eligible for the booster since they do not need a doctor's note to get it.
We will continue to evaluate data as it becomes available in real time and with urgency, and update our recommendations.
As of now, Johnson & Johnson is still gathering data on boosters, and Moderna has submitted booster data to the FDA. And while officials say boosters are important to continue protecting Americans, their focus remains on the unvaccinated.
One thing we can't lose sight of is that it is still a top priority to get people first doses.
Dr. Fauci says he expects authorizations for other vaccines as boosters will not take long, and says that some data informing Americans on whether it is safe to mix and match between other vaccines as boosters will be available soon. Reporting from the CVS Pharmacy in Doral, I'm Alejandra Garcia, South Florida Media Network.
The NBA is going to start withholding pay for unvaccinated players who miss games due to local vaccine mandates. The NBA's executive president of communications made that announcement yesterday. The league released a warning about this, and it said vaccine protocols set by their home cities prohibit their unvaccinated, preventing players from playing in the home games in those cities.
Florida's minimum wage increases to $10 today thanks to the passing of Amendment 2. Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine-Cava tweeting the reminder yesterday morning, thanking voters in the 2020 election for the increase. Amendment 2 ensures that the state's minimum wage will continue rising each year until it reaches $15 on September 30th, 2026.
A big ruling in the Britney Spears conservatorship fight. As the network's Valeria Venturini reports, Britney's father, Jamie Spears, is no longer in control.
Britney Spears is making steps towards her freedom. After a long battle, Spears' father has now been suspended from the role as a conservator of the singer's estate.
It's a great day for Britney Spears.
After many calls for freedom,
I'm so pleased and proud to say Jamie Spears is no longer a conservator.
a Los Angeles Superior Court judge is suspending Jamie Spears from his daughter's conservatorship, designating a certified public accountant to replace him, but not yet ending the 13-year arrangement that has motivated activism and created a movement.
A long time coming, and I think, we wouldn't be here if we hadn't gotten to hear from Britney directly, publicly.
Since 2008, Jamie Spears has overseen many aspects of his daughter's life, including having control over her health, medical, and financial needs. But over the summer, the Grammy winner and pop star is speaking out. During two emotional testimonies, she said she wanted to press charges against her father for conservatorship abuse, calling the arrangement cruelty. Jamie Spears has maintained he has always acted in his daughter's best interest, regardless of what's happened. Jamie Spears is asking for nearly $2 million to cover his salary from managing her business affairs as well as his legal fees. But Britney's attorney has said that they will not agree to a settlement. In the control center, Valeria Venturini, South Florida Media Network.
2 straight weeks of South Florida primetime college football is in front of national audience.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
Girls streaming, you have guys filming, and it was just like a chaos.
It's not the first place you'd expect to see alligators outside a nightclub. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
COVID-19 has changed how we spend weekends with the girls. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to brunching instead of late-night munching. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts. As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions.
Should I get it? Is it safe? Should I wait?
It's okay to have questions. Now get the facts at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Scaly surprise, club goers shocked by the appearance of alligators.
The Buckhead Entertainment District in Atlanta had just had a high-profile story involving goats.
Now it's 2 very big reptiles. Club goers over the weekend surely had a night they wouldn't forget. It was part of a strange promotion by the Revel nightclub.
Alligator, reptile, nah, it's big. These alligators big. These alligators was big and aggressive. You see goats in Buckhead. You see alligators at clubs. Atlanta is just something you'll never know what you get. It's like a box of chocolate.
When things got hairy, the gators were removed, which is when the shuffle and snapping started. After several attempts, the 7-foot reptiles were finally loaded onto a trailer. The gators were on display at the nightclub by licensed exhibitor.
South Florida college football is taking over the ESPN airwaves for 2 consecutive weeks. It all begins tonight when the University of Miami plays Virginia at Hard Rock Stadium at 7:30 tonight. Next Friday, it's FIU hosting Charlotte. Both are for national TV audiences.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Zitlali Solache.
And I'm Danelle Dukin. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.
ESPN.